You know, this is an absolutely beautiful sunset outside. A lot of colors, bright. It's only fair that I review the brand new, drumroll please, Coldplay album. So I have two ways I could do this video. One is a very formal, educated review of the album. And two, I could just completely fanboy out and be like, oh my gosh, Coldplay! I think I'm gonna go with the first one. So something you guys may not know is that Coldplay is one of my favorite bands of all time. So I've been a fan of Coldplay ever since the beginning, really, ever since Parachutes. I remembered hearing Yellow on the radio one time, and I was wondering, I was like,
hey Mom, what's that song on the radio?
And she didn't know, but eventually the radio DJ said,
and that was Yellow by Coldplay.
And it stuck with me. My mom went and bought Parachutes, the album, for me, so I've been a big fan of Coldplay ever since. This new album is just... And the explosion that's going on in my head is not one of fire and mass destruction. No, the explosion going on in my head is very colorful and a lot of confetti. That's only because I just listened to this album. This whole album is just one big party. Now granted, there are some, somber songs in between the, rave party stuff going on. Which is what I love about Coldplay. They can make an album that have a lot of dance songs, and then they can make some that are like piano based and, really quiet compared to their other stuff. But this album does a really good job at mixing the both, and I'm in love. You really do get a sense that they really have taken every color of the rainbow and made a song that's relevant to each color of the rainbow. It's kind of cool. It's really interesting to see a band like Coldplay do something that is so artistic and so flavorful like that. So Coldplay, for those of you who may not know, is a huge band. They have sold, I don't even know how many millions of albums. And basically they're like this neon pop, Brit pop band that I am just a huge fan of. So it's kind of hard to pick a top 3 for this album, like my top 3 favorites. So I'm going to go with top 5. My top 5 favorites on this album are Fun featuring Tuvlo, Him for the Weekend, A Head Full of Dreams, Adventure of a Lifetime, and the number 1 is Everglow. All of these songs I feel display what Coldplay means to me and what that band has, really come to be known by. And Chris Martin's vocals, we gotta talk about Chris Martin's vocals. This dude has range, man, I'm telling you, he's got more range than a gun range. And gun ranges have a lot of range. He can go from real low to real high. And I always have appreciated talent like that. The music work in this album is very, very good. It's very, very... It's kind of hard to find a word to put in there. I could say artistic, but I've said that a lot about this album. Creative? Is that a good word for it? You can tell that they put a lot of work into this album, as they have all their other albums. For this one, it really shows it for me. I'm definitely in love with, how they made the music. And like I said, it sounds like it's just one big party, and you got a couple of slow dance songs in there, and it's really cool. And I really love this album. I love it so much. In fact, I actually may go and buy it on vinyl, and I hardly ever buy vinyl. Just kidding, I buy vinyl all the time. But if you haven't picked this album up, I definitely recommend it. It really is a work of art. It's hard to say that it's an album, really, after I think about it. It is a work of art. So to Coldplay, this is what I think of your album. I'm gonna give this album 5 out of 5. I love this album. Can I just have this on a constant repeat for like the next year? Honestly, I think this album could not have come out at a better time, honestly, because you look at all the stuff that's been going on in the world. The San Bernardino shootings just happened, and just a few weeks ago with Paris. I mean, it's one of those things where people need a pick-me-up. People need a song, an album, an artist that can get this positive energy going on within them, so that they can make it through the day. Times are hard now. Society is just becoming, very deprived of any joy. Everything's so politically correct, and nobody can really express themselves how they want to anymore. So for this album to be as creative and as artistic as it is, I think it's a really big hit for them, and I think it's a great thing that they released it when they did. I really think that it could not have come out at a better time. So if you like my review, actually, what do you guys think? Do you like the album? Do you hate the album? Do you like Coldplay? Do you hate Coldplay? Do you like me or hate me? Like it, leave a comment below, and subscribe to me. And until the next video, I love all of you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Finals is coming up, and I have finals next week, and you just see how stoked I am about it. So this entire rant is going to be how much I hate finals and what I hate about them.